Person is trying to pick some scrap from the dumping grounds for his livelihood. Unhygienic state of apathy or sympathy towards him. And about this picture, neat and clean, it's more of a positive note, right? Look at these people, a well-dressed bunch of young women who is also involved in these waste collection activities, much more dignified. So see the differences in the last two pictures and first two pictures. So this is the kind of transformations we're trying to bring in this waste management industry, making jobs more dignified and processing in a more sustainable and responsible way. I'm going to tell you how a young history postgraduates from Delhi University ended up collecting garbage, finally become a social entrepreneur. So most of us actually, on our everyday life, we generate a lot of waste. We start our day with a toothbrush, a toothpaste tubes, a newspaper, eggshells, fruit peels, or footwear, clothes, used phones, laptops, napkins, diapers, whatnot. All the products which we use, it has a life end. Have you ever wondered where does those products ends up? And most of you may not. So I try to trace the journey of trash from one's dustbins to its final destiny. It's a very sad state of the situations. So having learned this, I wanted to be part of a solution. I wanted to try something to solve this. So I started my journey with waste as a rack picker in Coimbatore city 4 years back. So I joined a bunch of garbage collectors in the city. And on a daily basis, we go around each houses and collect this waste. I wanted to learn two things. How do these people learn a livelihood from it? And how do they solve the waste? How do they manage the waste they collect? So something I found really interesting, whatever they do, the so-called garbage or space, garbage or waste, which we usually throw away or burn, 90% of them are actually, it's a resource which can be converted into many value-added products. So if there is a proper collection, a segregation, and right place to reprocess it, then it can be a raw material for many new things. So having learned these basics fundamentals of waste management, I came back to my hometown, Calicut, and leased an acres of land and started collecting garbage from the local town. So people found this is strange, amusing. People said that this is not it's a dirty job an educated young person should not take up. And I was advised that you will not even, from families and friends that you are not going to get a bride or girlfriend if you do this stinking job in your life. And I just humbly smiled back and continued my job. Unfortunately, I had to shut down my first facility within 6 months because the business plan was not working. Whatever the money I had initially was already exhausted. So I had to work in a school as a teacher for another 6 months to earn more money and restart my second projects. So I restarted my second projects in the middle of 2015 with a better business plan. Those things started working well. A few local people came with the protest and said, "You are doing a good job, we appreciate you, but not in our backyard." Because we have seen many waste management projects in the country, it finally ends up as a dumping grounds. So I was forced to shut down my second facility as well. With this all 2 years of hardships and struggles, working with stinking garbage, I had two options before me. Either wrap up this crazy dream or work towards more aggressively with a huge financial burden on me. I prefer to choose the second option because I was confident that I kept telling my there is a bright days ahead. I will survive. So I started my third facility in 2016, December, and since then things started working, having incorporated all the lessons from first two projects. Money begins to flow into the systems. I got a better teams. So since then, we were doing really well. Today, we manage 8.5 lakhs kilo of waste per month with a staff strength of 140 plus people spreading across in 6 districts of northern Kerala and offer services to 45 plus Grama Panchayats and 200 plus private institutions being processed at the source. And the dry waste we bring into one facility, which we call it as a material recovery facility, which simply segregate these materials into various grades of plastics, paper, glass, electronics, metals. And once it's segregated, there are a lot of buyers in this industry. So we segregate around 30 plus categories of waste materials. And some of the waste materials, we found it difficult to find a buyer for recyclers. So we ventured into recycling as well. We make small pellets and briquettes called zero waste wedding. Though I had taken up a lot of weddings, conferences, and food fest, it's actually disposable plates, disposable cups, disposable spoons. It's completely single-use and disposable materials. So how can you minimize the waste and how can you easily manage that an event's waste? So we started renting out plates, ceramic plates, fiber plates, steel plates, also glasses. And some people really wanted disposable materials. So we had found alternatives like arecanut leaf plates and banana leaf. So most of you may have eaten, vegetarians in banana leaf, but very rare people who prefers non-veg for this banana leaf. So we were trying to empower this local community of leaf cutters. So we gradually entered into a lot of such kinds of waste minimization programs and maximize the waste recovery activities. And here is I wanted to share a story of this person. He's 50 plus years of age, and he was once an akri or kabaddi wala or a scrap dealer. He left his job because his family doesn't want to denote his identity in that regard. So I met this person 2 years back, and he heads our operations. He heads our operations in the complete districts, and this person is influencing and inspiring and training hundreds of young women actually take up this job. Today, he's no more a kabaddi wala or a scrap dealer. He is considered as an expert, a resource person in the waste management industry. So this is how dignifying one's job. How can you transform the waste management industry? Simply just dignifying one's job can do wonders. And me, as an organization, we are one of the 10 startups in the country who got recently selected, who can redefine the way how city disposes its waste. And now there is a lot of appreciations coming in, and people started recognizing our work. It was once upon a time, it was a demeaning, degrading job, but now it's more of a respectful and noble job. I'm leaving you with a humble message, request. Make sure where is your waste going and how much waste you generate on a daily basis. And segregate your waste and make sure it reaches on the right place. And finally, respect the people who work with waste. Thank you.